Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Hercules. This is the 1997 animated feature. This is an hour and 39 minutes long, starring Tate Donovan as Hercules, the grown-up Hercules after all the trials and training and everything else. And we have Woods as Hades, and Susan Egan as Meg. She's kind of a standout character in this to many. But yeah, this is unlikely. This is an unusual choice for Disney, at least in comparison to everything else that they had put out during the Renaissance period in the late '80s, early '90s. We did, A Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King. I know I'm missing something in there, but this is a male lead based on fairly well-known mythology. It's basically an early superhero adventure just before they bought Marvel. Uh, this is it also experiment a little bit more with 3D animation in a way that they don't hide it so much under 2D animation. In some cases, like I think there were elements of 3D in Lion King. I think but this one, there's a Hydra in this that's very CGI. It doesn't age that well after seeing it, but I mean the rest of the animation is great. It has a style that really stands out from all of the other Disney properties up to this point. Each of them, yes, had their own distinct look, but when you normally have female princess leads, they tend to kind of have the same format. Meg here, even though she's technically the princess, but she's not the lead, and she's sort of the bad guy in a sense. Spoilers. She it comes off as a femme fatale that has all the curves and attractiveness that you'd expect in a female animated character in Disney, but she has some really harsh lines. Everybody does. I mean, everybody has some. Everything's very pointed. Let's just say, jaw lines for Hercules and Hades and everything else, and even all the supporting characters, including like Paul Schaefer. I think he's something in his character. He plays Hermes. He is something in about his characters that he portrays in animated films always have to look like him. It's not even like he's trying to do a voice. He's playing Paul Schaefer but he's Hermes, but he looks like Paul Schaefer as a Greek god. So it's just weird. Rip Torn is Zeus. But the person who really stands out in this, obviously, is James Woods. Whether you like him or don't, he is he's the genie in this. He's the Robin Williams in this, because I don't know if he really ad libs the way Robin Williams does, obviously, but he has a lot of his lines are, while vicious, while cruel, while evil, are also humorous at the same time. They sort of balance each other out. I mean, these are characters based on, again, mythology and Disney, of course. This is a this is a very Disney version, obviously, of this Hercules mythology. If you ever want to know what Hercules was up to in the classic stories, it's a little bit X-rated, not rated. Let's just say it's not normally consumable storytelling I mean, him and Zeus, and for that matter, I think Odin did his own share of things with the Norse mythology. Yeah, it is to be expected. You're not going to get a true Greek mythology story in a Disney film. So everything, all the edges are, even though everything's kind of pointy, all the edges are smoothed off and makes it palatable for kids. And it's kind of predictable. The story is, you kind of expect it to be what it is. And like I said, for having a male lead, other than Simba in Lion King, this was different. This was something they hadn't tried in a while in there. I know I'm probably forgetting something, and I'm going to sound like a total fool for forgetting the one film that probably does have another male lead from this era. But Hercules, the sidekick Phil, played by Danny DeVito, trains him up, goes through a very abbreviated version of the trials of Hercules, and yeah, of course, Hercules' true weakness is a very beautiful woman, and even though he doesn't know, she's the one who's been tasked with taking him down, so that Hades may raise the Titans and take over the Earth and destroy the Earth, basically, or rule over what's left of it. So yeah, there's lots of big spectacle. I mean, Titans are essentially kaiju, old school kaiju. They're different elements and things like that. So it's it pulls again from all sorts of different aspects. Like I mentioned the Hydra before, Cerberus shows up, the three-headed dog. So yeah, there's all sorts of elements in history or mythology that's nodded towards, winked at, but beyond that, it's sort of the Disney version of everything. So yeah, it's fun. It's kind of an underrated classic, I think. It's not doesn't like I said, doesn't get the props that Lion King does or Beauty and the Beast, but and the music. I think maybe the part of that is maybe the music isn't as there's not as many like memorable songs in this. Even though the muses in this, the muses who kind of are the ones telling the story here, they kind of bracket the story. I'm gonna sneeze, and I don't edit. Sorry. Okay. No, aren't you lucky you saw that? Anyway, the muses, they sing and dance like a 60s girl group, just belting out the exposition for the story. And they just sort of set up the whole scenario of the story of Hercules. They have some great songs, but none of them I can ever think that I'm ever going to sing again. There's, it's not a whole new world or, stuff like that. There's none of that in this. Even Hercules' song where he is trying to find his place, which is very much like Ariel's or Belle's or anybody else's. They're always trying to find what their purpose and where they belong. So, in fact, I think his song is "Where I Belong." I'm pretty sure. There's really none of the songs are memorable, which sucks. I mean, Michael Bolton has a song that he sings over the end credits, which I think was a radio hit. But beyond that, there's nothing that makes you go, "Oh man, that movie stuck with me, and I want to sing it again." Maybe they were trying to market to the young boy market to get a superhero story without having to pay the money for it, which they eventually did 10 years later when they got Marvel. But I don't know. In this, yeah, it just it's good fun. It looks great, and again, James Woods plays a great creepy bad guy in Hades. And you get Bobcat Goldthwait in this, Matt Frewer. There's a bunch of people in this. Good gravy. It's there's of course all the classic people, Keith David and Jim Cummings and Corey Burton. They're all in this. They're all over this. I hear they're supposed to be making another, like a live action, like they do with all the other films. They might be doing a live action version of this at some point. Also, well, if you saw the end of Thor, Love and Thunder, you'll know there's more than one Hercules under the Disney umbrella. Spoiler, but it's been a few weeks now. So, and what are the odds that somebody's going to be watching all the way to the end of this video to be spoiled and complain about it? Well, wait, if you're going to do anything in the comments, people are going to complain about stuff. So, I will at least know that you watched it, if you complain. I think that's all I got to say. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's lots of good action. The animation is different and unique and kind of fun. Not always doesn't age as well as, the CGI doesn't age as well, but, like I said, that's my wrap up. Anyway, let's pick tomorrow's episode before my iPad dies.
539.
539. Yeah, this thing is on fumes. 539. Got to do this before it dies. I forgot to charge it. Okay. Oh, this is new. This is one of the brand new series that was just added last month. Yes, it's still July. less. It's almost going to be August. Yeah, this came out in June. This is a new series, and it's called The Villains of Valley View. So yeah, that's what we're gonna watch next. Looks like it's a superhero, super villain live action series, and yeah, we'll watch at least one episode to get the gist of it. If it's a two-parter story, I'll watch 2 episodes, but however that goes, we'll have to check it out tomorrow. The Villains of Valley View on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.